All right, folks, we're in chapter 4 now. We've gone through some of the basics, we've laid some foundation, and now we're really getting into how we perceive others. And I love this chapter for a couple of reasons. Number one, it sort of flies in the face of the concept of never judge a book by its cover. This is saying that we actually do that. And the truth is, you know you already do that. You're not sitting in a crowded bar and you glance over and notice someone's personality. The truth is we do pay attention to people's clothing and the way they carry themselves and even the situations that we're in. You might be able to think of a time when you knew someone from work, right? Or you knew someone from school, and then you see them in a completely different setting, and it takes you a while to put those things together because you have sort of associated and organized them in one area of your life, and here they show up in another. I can think of a couple of situations where I was treated differently based on the environment. One of them was a story where I was at home one day and Central Dispatch, the 911 system, called me and said, hey, there's a group of people that can't get into Glen Oaks and we've called everybody on the list, the presidents, the deans, the maintenance guys. We really desperately need somebody to come and unlock the door. And they knew my number because I live in Centerville. So I flew out to Glen Oaks and I was looking mighty attractive. I had on some sweatpants, I believe an old ratty t-shirt, and my hair was up in what I can only describe as like a do-rag. So pretty professor-like. Those individuals out there were horrifying to me. They yelled at me and asked me where I had been and why the building wasn't unlocked and how dare I. And I was just a lady that was at home raking my leaves when I got a call from dispatch. I went back to that association about 4 years later for a presentation, and of course I'm in my suit and I'm in my high heels, and it was amazing how lovely and nice those people were to me when I was dressed like a professor instead of like somebody out raking their leaves. That story is not meant to make you feel bad for me or make you feel bad for them. It's to say that sometimes we are making snap judgments based on things that we believe to be true, perceptions that we make. And chapter 4 talks about that a lot. It talks about first order realities that you can physically observe. It talks about how we categorize that information. And it's really important for you to recognize that we do perceive others in different ways. And for you to keep that in mind as you read chapter 4.